Every one of us here on earth right now, whether we like it or not, we are building something. Hello, this is Pastor Franklin once again. Welcome to the Jesus Agenda. So, hello to all our subscribers. So, we will continue the message of Jesus Christ from Matthew chapter 7. So, the last time we talked about how to overcome worries in life. And Jesus said that we need to seek His kingdom and His righteousness. Of course, the righteousness there is Jesus Christ. Because we don't have any righteousness from our part. Because we became righteous because of what Jesus Christ has done. So, surrendering our lives to Jesus Christ and all that. But right now, we're going to focus on Matthew chapter 7. And we're going to talk about building a strong foundation. Every one of us here on earth right now, whether we like it or not, we are building something. And if we don't know how to build our lives on the strong foundation, every time we will face problems and storms in life, the tendency is we cannot overcome those problems and storms in our lives. We're going to read in Matthew chapter 7, starting in verse 24. It says here, "Everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock." And verse 25, "And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock." Verse 26, "And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it." So we can see from these verses that there are two kinds of people. One is building his house on the rock, and the other one is building his house on the sand. The one who builds his house on the rock is the one who applies the word of Jesus Christ. And what is the word of Jesus Christ? It is the content of Matthew chapter 6. Those content of Jesus Christ's message. Take note of what Jesus Christ has said. "Everyone then who hears these words of mine," words of mine meaning to say the prior message of Jesus Christ. When what are those? It talks about building our lives in the kingdom of God. That's why He taught us to pray thy kingdom come. And He told us to prioritize His kingdom. And we need to apply the kingdom principles. Every time we apply His principles in our lives, whatever storms may come, it cannot destroy us because we are living the principles of the kingdom of God and we are applying it into our lives. But if we will not apply, it says in verse 26, "Everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them," meaning to say, you are not applying what Jesus said. And what is the content of His message prior to these verses? It's about His kingdom here on earth that we need to prioritize. Meaning to say, we need to live in it. We need to apply the words of the kingdom, the principles of the kingdom in our lives. So, whenever storms come into our lives or problems or trials may be, we can stand on those problems and trials because our house is built on the rock. And that rock is applying the principle of the kingdom of God in our lives. I hope you learned something from this series. See you again next time. God bless each and everyone.